Yo, so after hitting 30K this month, it's not even the end of the month yet, but I hit 30K um, month to date. I think it's like 32 or 30. I have to check, but it's a little over 30K. I still have some shit to collect on, so maybe I can hit 40. But after grinding, or like before even starting the agency, I was just grinding for so long on like another business. I was just ripping the inputs every single day, putting in like 10-hour 12-hour work days even. Just like so disciplined, cut out bad habits, doing all the shit that gurus tell you to do, like cold shower, fucking waking up early, hitting the gym. And I was just fucking working so much, so much. But the problem is I was working on a business model that was just one, it was just a bad business model, and two, I wasn't putting in the right inputs. So even when I started my agency in the first place, if I was just putting in the correct inputs every single day, like I was working 10 hours a day, wondering what I was doing wrong, wondering why I like wasn't seeing any success, and it was solely because I was putting in the wrong inputs, right? Um, so if I knew what I knew today, but started um, like restarted my agency with what I knew today, I would get there in the first month, right? Because it's not about anything else besides knowing what to work on. So when I was fucking grinding all day, when I was putting in those 12-hour days, I was just so confused. I was like, why isn't this working? What am I doing wrong? I was just so confused, right? I was like, I should be at this goal. I should be, making 30K a month. I should be making 50K a month just off solely based how hard I was working. But the thing is, it doesn't matter how hard you're working. It matters what you're working on. Like now I only work like 4 or 5 hours a day. Like I don't even do anything crazy. But I just know what to work on. I know the highest leverage tasks to actually do in the business. And that's actually what brought me to 30K. So like back then when I was grinding, like again, just thinking like, am I doing something wrong? Why isn't this working for me? Why is everybody seeing success so much quicker? I would go on Instagram. I'd see kids making a bunch of money. Go on YouTube and see a bunch of kids making money, and I literally just thought like, what am I doing wrong? But I came to realization it's just the inputs you put in and what you focus on, right? Because if you are just working 12-hour days, but you're focused on the wrong type of work, then you're never really going to succeed, right? So you have to know like the high leverage inputs to actually do and actually work on, and that's when you'll actually take off, right? So basically what I did. But yeah, it's been 90 days since I've started my agency, a little more. I signed my first client May 12th, but I really didn't start making money till June, so that's kind of what I count it. June. If you scroll to the first video on my YouTube channel, it's a video on basically explaining how I was gonna hit 10K, and then from there hit 30K in 90 days, and I did it. So yeah, I kind of want to give you a quick rundown because I did a different style video pretty much like this when I hit, or a similar style video pretty much like this when I hit 10K. Basically explaining how I got there, what's going next, all that stuff. I'm also going to make a video on how I'm going to hit 50, 60K as well, because that's what I did with 30, and now I'm here. So honestly, it's pretty crazy that I'm actually like am here just because I've been fucking grinding for so long, putting in so much work, and now I'm actually, since I started to put in the right inputs and hop in the right vehicle, that's like actually when I started to take off, right? So, um, yeah, yeah, like just some advice for anybody, because I mean this is what I did when I hit 10. So like just some advice for anybody trying to actually hit 30K within their agency. It's all about what you're focusing on. It's all about your outreach. It's all about how you like actually nurture the prospects, how you get them to show up to the call. And I realized it's not about hard work. It's more about smart work, and yeah, it's not about hard work at all. So like a lot of people are shocked when I say this, because a lot of people think you need 10 calls a day to scale to 30. I had less than one call every single day this month, and I easily hit 30K, right? Like it was like I don't want to sound like cocky or anything, but it was pretty fucking easy for me to actually hit this, just because I knew how to book calls. I knew how to book qualified calls. I knew how to nurture those prospects before the actual sales call to the point where they showed up basically already trusting me, already ready to pay. And I think out of this whole month, I hopped on 3 or 4 calls that I did not close, which is fucking ridiculous. And I'm not any crazy, high ticket sales closer either. I'm the complete opposite. I just jump on the call, maybe 30 minutes, explain the process, and pitch them on my service, tell them the price. And I don't really get a lot of objections either. But again, this is solely because I know how to nurture the people that are actually showing up to these calls. I know how to get them ready to buy before they actually get on the call. And that's honestly what changed this whole month, was just learning that process and actually booking those meetings. Because before this month, when I hit 10K, I was booking meetings, but I didn't know how to actually nurture them and get them ready to buy before even showing up to the call, right? And I have different methods that I used previously to hit 10K. I was running ads when I hit 10K. But yeah, this is solely off cold outreach as well. So pretty damn crazy. But that's basically how I hit 30K. Just closed a shit ton of deals this month. All of them are pretty much, like, I have some newer clients, but all the clients that I closed pretty much are ripping, service delivery wise. But yeah, basically I want to explain some things I need to fix, and I want to explain some things, or basically what I'm doing to move forward. So pretty much I made 2 hires recently, a setter and a closer. Now I'm still training the setter. He's doing pretty damn well for, just starting out and stuff, but we need to fix a few things as well. So I'm starting to hop on daily calls with him, and I need to just put more time into him as a whole. But yeah, so I need to train him better. He's doing great, so props to him. But I need to train him just overall better. I need to hop on more calls with him, show him my calls, all of that stuff. I need to put a little bit more time into him as a whole. And my closer, I'm not worried about my closer at all. He's a killer. So I just need to fill him up with meetings. Now, I've never really done this before where I've hired anybody to take my sales calls, and 2, just in general. So it is going to be it's going to take a hit on the money wise while getting all of it set up. So what I mean by this is, to keep a good closer happy, you need to get him to see the vision in your business, right? And he can't see that vision without having a fuck ton of calls on the actual calendar, unqualified calls on the actual calendar as well. So with my setter doing everything, yeah, I'm gonna have him set for my closer. Like, my whole plan is for my setter to set for my closer, and then I'm gonna still set for myself and still take sales meetings as well for myself. But just while I'm like training my setter and getting him there, I'm gonna need to set for my closer, right? And this is not like ideal, like, going forward, because obviously, like, setting is a super low leverage task, but like, I'm the best fucking setter there is, just because it's my business. So I obviously care the most. I'm obviously going to be the most passionate while setting and on these setting calls. So I'm going to be setting for my closer for a little bit, just to just while I'm building up my setter, and just so I can get him to see the actual value in my business and give him like a kind of a vision on why he should work with me and where we can take this thing. So I'll be making my closer some money. I'll be setting for my closer while my setter's also setting for my closer, and just getting a little bit better at setting just in the whole. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in daily calls with him, set with him, like, on the actual call. That will be really helpful for him. And yeah, he can kind of see the whole process and how it goes. But anyway, with that being said, the whole goal of this is basically to get my whole sales automated, right? I don't want to touch sales. I want to lean off of sales a little bit, just because it's not high leverage. It takes up time. It blocks off certain times on your calendar where you can't work when you want, right? You have to be kind of tied down to sales calls. So that's my whole goal. I want to get sales completely automated. I don't want to touch sales anymore. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a process getting these people to the point where I want them to actually have the whole sales side automated. And it's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to take a minute as well. So it's not something easy. It's not something where you just hire a sales rep and a closer and then boom, sales automated. No, you have to put a lot of time into that shit just to kind of get them going. And once they're flowing, once they're going, then boom, I step back from sales as a whole. Now moving forward, I don't want to launch paid ads yet. Still just all SMS. SMS is going great for me right now. So I don't do the normal SMS either. I have like a specific method of kind of how I do it. I kind of have to gatekeep it. So I hope you guys understand. But if you want to I actually just like recently opened my one-on-one where I'm basically one-on-one mentoring. So if you want to kind of learn about how I do SMS, you could, join that, but no pressure or anything. I'm not going to try to sell anybody on it. Like if you want to join, fucking join, but if not, it's whatever. So yeah, that'll be like a link in my bio if you want to hop in that. But yeah, so what was I saying though? So basically I'm gonna stick with SMS. And then once I get my closer rolling with SMS and like get them consistently closing deals, and my setter pretty trained as well, that's when I'm gonna launch ads. And I'm gonna take the ads meetings myself. So it is a long process of getting the sales actually automated. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a lot of work. But once that's done, that's pretty much my goal for moving forward. I should be like 50, 60K a month by the time that even happens. And yeah, so it's gonna take a little bit hit on the money, like profit margin wise, but it's whatever because that's what you need to do to grow. And it's like I'm not even doing anything to make this money. I'm just setting up ad accounts at that point, right? Focusing on the service delivery, which is only a few hours of work a day. But obviously it's going to take more time because I'm going to need to train the closer, setter, all that bullshit. But yeah. So that's my plan moving forward. Now kind of, I also want to explain my vision, just like in the future, like where I want to take everything. Because so far, everything I've said I was going to do, I've done. 0 to 10K, called that out in 60 days, called that out. 0 to 30K in 90 days, also called that out. So now I'm calling another 60 days, I'll be at 50, 60K a month. I'm calling that out right here. If you actually scroll down to my first YouTube video, you can see me calling that out as well and basically explaining how I'm going to do that. So if you want to go watch that, feel free. But anyway, yeah, so kind of my whole vision with this, I want to get the agency to about 40 to 50K profit, pure profit in my bank account every single month, with it being as automated as possible. So like I'm only working 1 to 2 hours per day on the actual agency. And then I also want to get my coaching business to a good spot as well. Like I just launched that as well. I want to get that to a spot. And I think kind of where I want to go like with just life in general is I'm going to, kind of try to automate the sales side. As soon as that gets done, I'm going to book it down to Florida. I'm going to cop an apartment. I'm going to go cop whatever, a crib, whatever down there. And then I'm going to focus on actual content building, a personal brand, building my coaching business while kind of automating the agency. And then, focus on scaling people from 0 to whatever, 50, 30K a month. Yeah, because that'll be pretty sick as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm hoping to take things within the next few months, end up in Florida in a nice crib. And yeah, that's pretty much the plan. If you guys want any help with anything, just hit me up on IG, link in bio. But other than that, yeah, I'll catch y'all boys. You're going to see some big shit coming soon, going to scaling from 50K to here. That's my next goal. Next goal is automate sales and 50K per month, and that's going to happen shortly here. And yeah. Oh, also one thing I want to say as well, I haven't been as hungry as I normally have, like hungry like for money. So I need to kind of dial in, my, I guess like drive and like motivation, I guess. I've been a little lazy recently, and I just want to dial that in and just like absolutely like lock in, focus on getting that 50K a month. So yeah.